Greetings all, my name is JD from Studio 2105. Welcome back to Direct Access MixStream and a brand new episode of Weekly Update Wednesdays. We all know our reverb, we know our reverb time, but what about pre-delay? This week's video is going to take a look at the question of what pre-delay is and what does it do. As usual, if you are new to this channel, a warm welcome to you and a big shout out and thank you to all the patrons who help to support the channel financially. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do click on the subscribe button down below. Don't forget, click on the notification bell as well so that you'll be updated every time I put out a brand new video. Sign up for the email list, and if you want to become a patron, head on down to the website below. What is pre-delay and what are we trying to achieve with the pre-delay settings in Reverb? The reverb parameter that we all know and are familiar with is decay time or reverb time. Now, this is the time that's taken for the sound of the reflections to die away. Okay, this is measured in RT60. Now, there are also other parameters such as diffusion, damping, right, etc. But pre-delay is often the least understood of all these parameters. What pre-delay basically means is the time that's measured in milliseconds from the end of the initial sound to the onset, right, of the first reverb reflections. You see, the size of an acoustic space is not only determined by the length of the reverb time. The reflectivity of the space also comes into play. So for example, you can have a concert hall which usually has a very long reverb time, but a movie hall which is of roughly a similar size will have a very short reverb time because of the acoustic treatment on the walls. Now, even though it has a short reverb time, it will still sound like you are in a big hall or a big space because of the time that it takes for those first reflections to hit the walls and to reflect back to you, the listener. Likewise, it is also possible to have a very small yet very reverberant room. So for example, a bathroom, right? Because it depends on the materials that are on the surface of the walls. For example, concrete or tiles. Pre-delay allows you to change the apparent size of the room without changing the reverb time. It gives a sense of a larger space. The greater the pre-delay time, the further away the walls appear from the sound source. This in turn leads to some creative possibilities, right? The main one being the benefit of being able to give clarity to parts in the mix, right? By separating the dry sound from the reverb reflections. Having the onset of the reverb a little bit later, a little bit behind after the vocal, right, helps keep the part, for example, the lead vocal, up front in the mix, but yet have that sense of space. On the other hand, if you want the part, for example, backing vocals, maybe some ambient instrument or ambient parts, to sort of blur and kind of blend in with the reverb, you would want less pre-delay or even zero pre-delay at times. Now, for some creative effects, some plugins are even able to dial in negative values. Another creative use is to simulate a slapback delay. So if you set a very short reverb time and you add a pre-delay of, let's say, 30 milliseconds or even more, it can make it sound as if the reverb is totally separate from the dry sound. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the previous video before. I felt like I had, but you can also very easily calculate the amount of pre-delay that you need, right, using a very easy formula. Now, some plugins, right, some delay and some reverb plugins allow you to do it automatically, right? They can sync to the tempo of the project, but you generally want to maybe set it to an 8th note or 16th note delay. Now you can check out how I use pre-delay and when I deal with reverb and other type of effects, right, in any of the MixStream live stream videos that I've done previously on this channel. Please do go ahead and check it out. So there you go, a short video on what pre-delay is, right, how to set it, and what are the creative applications which you can apply it to. Hopefully you found it useful and informative. If you did, please do leave a like. Do share this with your friends. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do click on the subscribe button. If you want to become a patron, do consider doing so. Right, there are special perks and benefits for all of you out there. See you in another video real soon. Stay safe, stay happy and healthy. Happy recording and mixing. Peace, love, and music.